In fact, I heard a football coach say it once. He said, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So if you're David Beckham and you practice and practice and practice and practice, the time that you actually have to really turn it on when everybody's watching and it's the actual, final second of the game and you got to do it, you got to make that goal. He's already done it 10,000 times, and he's just got to do it. And just the law of averages of him being that good at doing it, that's when that preparation meets the opportunity, and your odds are in your favor. It's going to happen.
All that energy's been kind of backed up,
You're not stood there, all these other voices suddenly come in freaking you out, going, can I do this? Am I able to do this?
You already know.
You already know. So you see it a lot in sport, where people are just knowing, they just do it, right?
Right.
Where you just become naturally, easily successful because you just practice and practice and practice and practice. So I guess that was a little bit in that moment, that I was asked to do this, and so it was natural that I would meet with him and design the green room backstage.
No pressure.
Well, actually, there wasn't any pressure.
Again, what we were just talking about, you had kind of...
Well, I'll tell you something really interesting, was I didn't actually meet I met him with a group of people at that time, but I didn't have there was supposed to be a one-to-one, or a small group of us were going to have a private audience with him. And there was an interesting thing that happened, because for 9 months in preparation for this, I was one of the co-directors in this. There were 4 main directors on this project. It was a big thing to organize with a lot of people. What I did was I wound my Feng Shui practice down just to 1 day a week, so I could focus on doing this festival.
Sure.
That was my gift, my donation to the gift to the community, and gift to the whole thing. And so when the opportunity came at the end of it to meet the Dalai Lama, I was supposed to meet with him backstage on the second morning of the big public talk. And the mayor comes in, right? And the mayor comes in backstage. He said, this is going to be a big ask. He's with the core team of us people there. This is going to be a big ask. He goes, but I've got my team of people. He had about 12 of his core people who run the city with him, right? He said, I've got them outside. Is there any chance that they could meet the Dalai Lama, all right? I remember myself and the other directors looked at each other, and I went, absolutely, you go ahead, mate. You do it. Because at that point, I didn't need to meet the Dalai Lama, because I've been that close to the Dalai Lama for 9 months.
Right.
Me just sitting down and talking to the Dalai Lama would have just been a good dinner,
It was a good opportunity.
It would have been a nice dinner party conversation,
right.
All right? But in my heart, I went, no, this...
What you had gained over the last 9 months.
The leverage that you guys are going to get, if you bring your people in and meet the Dalai Lama, he's going to put rocket fuel into your mission.
Right.
And that's going to change...
It's going to help everybody.
That's going to change the thing more than me coming in and having some sort of vanity kind of experience of going...
This ego thing.
Yeah, ego thing. So I was like, I've already been with the Dalai Lama for the last 9 months.
Right.
That's,
how many of us can say that?
Look what we've done here,
Right.
And so that's what happened. And strangely enough, last year, the mayor put a call through to the Buddhist Center and said, hey, I owe you guys one. Can you come up to Indianapolis with me? I've got a private audience with the Dalai Lama. So.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
In the end,
talk about coming full circle.
Yeah, that's it. The kind of karma, if you like, of that. I ended up meeting with His Holiness, with a group of people to talk about more. Again, I don't want to make this about me. It's about the vision that they're building in Louisville to become a more compassionate city, and so I'm looking at that from a Feng Shui point of view. What can we do on a citywide level that's going to bring that mission of compassion and kindness and mindfulness? And to try and get over this empathy deficit that we're experiencing in the country at the moment. What can we do? And so it's not just me, there's the great leadership of Greg Fisher, the mayor in Louisville, is doing extraordinary, many people are doing great work from all sorts of places. Interfaith work, keeping that interfaith dialogue, tolerance, understanding, all of that is happening in that city. And I'm just honored to be a tiny little piece of that. And that I did fulfill a lifelong dream to me, and I don't think it's just a one-off. It's just more is going to unfold. Trying to serve that mission in a higher way. So that was it.
It's amazing, and that's why I wanted to take the time to really talk about it, because it's not just on an individual basis. Your business is great. Well, yeah, sure it is, but this was really spreading it to an entire city. I mean, this was not. It's not like little Mayberry, USA. I mean, this is a very large, very modern American city. And if you're able to do it here, we could replicate this in so many other places.
Yeah, that's starting to happen now. The Compassionate Cities project is something that the Louisville mayor signed up for a number of years ago, and there's a criteria for that. So places like Seattle, I mean, I can't remember how many cities have signed up for it now, but a lot of cities have signed up to that charter with a commitment to bring that vision of compassion into a city. How can we address all the problems that every city has, not from a political place, because we're becoming so politically polarized now.
Right.
You're either with us or against us, all of that. In the middle, you just ask the question, well, what would compassion do here?